You both can't believe something and can believe it at the same time. That's what happened to me when I saw the comments from Mystics co-owner Sheila Johnson about Caitlin Clark on CNN. If you didn't see them, she essentially said, or she didn't essentially say, she said, why can't you put the whole WNBA on the cover, not Caitlin?
Beneath the dazzling lights of the WNBA court, a brewing feud takes shape. Mystics owner Sheila Johnson sets her sights on Caitlin Clark, exposing deeper rifts within the league that may threaten its future. What's fueling this escalating tension?
It has taken the WNBA almost 28 years to get to the point where we are now. And this year, something clicked with the WNBA, and it's because of the draft of the players that came in. It's just not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We have so much.
Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year award was hailed as a major achievement for women's sports, but the honor wasn't without controversy, as some critics spoke out against the decision.
And respectfully to Sheila Johnson, who is the owner of the Washington Mystics, y'all haven't been relevant in 5 years. The last time y'all were relevant was in 2019, when Elena Delle Donne was on your team and helped y'all capture your first and only championship in franchise history. You should be the first person to be congratulated.
Sheila Johnson, owner of the Mystics and a well-known supporter of women's basketball, stirred debate by suggesting that the Athlete of the Year award should have highlighted the entire WNBA rather than spotlighting a single player.
It is almost 2025, and the WNBA is still complaining about Caitlin Clark. A few days ago, the Washington Mystics owner, this woman right here, went on CNN and talked about, you can't just pin the league's success on Caitlin Clark. But little did she realize, 31% of her team's total attendance for the year was the 2 games that they played Caitlin.
Her viewpoint underscored a broader issue: the ongoing struggle for visibility and fair representation of women's sports in mainstream media.
So the Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson goes on CNN and says that the entire WNBA should have been put on the cover of Time magazine. It is hard to get away from this conversation because it just keeps making national news. And to be frank, I've never seen a story in the WNBA get as much widespread coverage as this is getting.
Caitlin Clark's rapid ascent has been driven by her dynamic on-court performances, combining talent, charisma, and fierce competitiveness, captivating fans far beyond the world of college basketball.
There's been no player in my time of paying attention to women's basketball that has been more polarizing than Caitlin Clark. She was named Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year, which I think is well deserved for what she did in the college game and then bringing it to the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark's Athlete of the Year award represented a major milestone, highlighting the rising visibility of women's sports. However, Sheila Johnson offered a contrasting perspective, pointing to a deeper, systemic issue: the continued lack of recognition for the WNBA as a whole and how the league's collective achievements are often overlooked.
For Athlete of the Year is Caitlin Clark, obviously.
Yeah,
everyone was talking about Caitlin Clark. I mean, sales for, to watch games, WNBA games, just increased and skyrocketed because of her.
That's right.
Sheila Johnson clarified that her remarks weren't directed at Caitlin Clark personally, but rather at the broader issue of representation in women's sports. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark, she explained. It's about uplifting an entire league that has worked relentlessly for respect and visibility. Her perspective struck a chord with those who believe the WNBA's collective efforts often go unrecognized. While acknowledging Clark's impressive accomplishments, Johnson emphasized the need to shift focus toward the league as a whole, advocating for greater equality in media coverage, compensation, and sponsorship. Despite the WNBA's significant growth, it continues to face systemic barriers, and Johnson's message served as a call to champion collective progress over individual praise. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe my channel for more awesome content. Thanks.
Said Johnson. It's just not Caitlin Clark. It's Reese. We have so much talent out there that has been unrecognized, and I don't think we can pin it on just one player. I want to be very diplomatic about this, Johnson continued. It's just the structure of the way media plays out race. I'm going to be very honest. I feel really bad because I've seen so many players of color that are equally as talented and they never got the recognition they should have. And I think that right now it is time for that to happen. So last night,
To Sheila Johnson, the WNBA represents more than just a sports league. It stands as a symbol of resilience, talent, and the ongoing pursuit of gender equality in athletics. She believes that emphasizing the league's collective progress over individual accolades could reshape the narrative and strengthen the broader movement. However, not everyone agrees with her stance. Critics argue that standout achievements, like those of Caitlin Clark, are vital for inspiring the next generation and attracting new fans. They believe that moments of individual brilliance draw crucial attention to women's basketball, ultimately benefiting the league as a whole. For many, Clark symbolizes the bright future of the sport, embodying the success and recognition it has long strived to achieve.
Envy. They're human. I'm not surprised that we're seeing envy, but envy, a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. With Caitlin Clark, it's not at all luck. But what we're seeing, and not generalizing, not by every WNBA player, but by some.
Sheila Johnson's remarks on CNN, which appeared to downplay Caitlin Clark's influence, may have been aimed at redirecting attention to the WNBA's collective efforts, but they ultimately underscored the very impact she seemed to dismiss. Caitlin Clark, the standout rookie from Iowa, has become a cultural sensation far beyond the sport itself. Her thrilling style of play, deep shooting range, and magnetic presence have drawn widespread attention, making her one of the most talked-about athletes in sports today. Her ability to pack arenas, evident when the Fever played the Mystics, challenges Johnson's assertion that no single player drives the league's success. Clark's influence, both on and off the court, continues to demonstrate the crucial role of individual stars in growing the visibility and appeal of women's basketball.
Watching her play, she's incredible. She's got range that you have to pick her up basically as soon as she crosses the half court line, because she's dangerous from everywhere. Like you're watching shooting against her. Like Caitlin Clark's going to be in that conversation here for years. Not like that girl can flat out shoot. So
and she doesn't. And this is taking nothing away from the way women shoot a basketball, but her form looks more like a guy, where it's more of a pull up and a follow through rather than a push. And I honestly think that's one of the reasons she's so...
Caitlin Clark's swift rise to WNBA stardom presents a major opportunity to elevate the league's visibility, attracting a new wave of fans who might not have previously followed women's basketball. The sold-out crowd at the Mystics vs. Fever game wasn't an isolated incident. It demonstrated Clark's undeniable star power and her potential to shape the league's future. This in no way diminishes the skill and dedication of the many other elite athletes in the WNBA who have been instrumental in building the game. Instead, Clark's broad appeal creates a unique gateway to engage casual fans and showcase the league's overall talent. Sheila Johnson's criticism risks pushing away these newcomers discovering the WNBA through Clark. Rather than downplaying her impact, the league would benefit from embracing her stardom as a catalyst for growth. The record attendance at the Mystics Fever game proves that individual star power and league-wide success can work hand in hand to uplift the entire sport.
First of all, this is Jen Hatfield, your Washington Mystics beat reporter. The Mystics had an early tip-off today for Camp Day, which is when children from local summer camps get to attend and scream their hearts out. The Mystics drew 14,400 fans today, which is a record for any WNBA team this season, according to Across the Timeline. But without injured starters Elena Deladon, Shakira Austin, and Ariel Atkins, the Mystics suffered a somewhat disappointing loss to the Indiana Fever, and head coach Eric Thibault said post-game that the team just didn't have the right focus today coming in. But Thibault and the players alike appreciated the opportunity to perform in front of kids who are in the same position that they once were growing up watching the WNBA.
For the WNBA to truly thrive, it must harness the excitement and momentum that stars like Caitlin Clark bring to the game. While Sheila Johnson's dismissal of the Clark effect may have been intended to promote unity within the league, the packed arenas, especially at her own team's games, tell a different story. The league's future doesn't lie in downplaying standout players, but in celebrating them as powerful drivers of broader recognition for the WNBA's overall talent. In professional sports, differing opinions and strong personalities often lead to tension, something clearly seen in the ongoing debate sparked by Johnson's critique of rising star Caitlin Clark. Despite Clark's repeated acknowledgement that the league's success is a shared effort and that many talented players contribute daily, Johnson's comments downplaying her influence ignited backlash. Many fans argue that Clark's electrifying play and magnetic charisma have been central to the recent surge in the WNBA's popularity, injecting new life into a league that has long struggled for mainstream attention. Yet, Clark herself has consistently emphasized a team-first mindset. There are so many incredible athletes in this league who contribute every day to making the WNBA what it is, she stated in a recent interview, underscoring her respect for the league's collective effort. While Johnson's remarks sparked controversy, they also brought to light an ongoing challenge, balancing the celebration of individual star power with the promotion of collective success. Embracing both will be key to the WNBA's continued growth and elevation.
I feel like we're just scratching the surface. Like, everybody asks me like where I think this is gonna go and what it's gonna be, and like I don't really have an answer, because if you would have told people this is where the WNBA is, 5 years ago, you would have said this is where we're going to be now. People probably wouldn't have believed you, because they never thought that was possible. They never thought people would buy tickets. They never thought we'd play on ABC. They never thought we'd be on ESPN. They never thought it'd be sold out arenas, or little kids wanted to wear WNBA jerseys, whatever it was. So I think it's hard to say where it's going to continue to grow. I think the smartest thing would be to get in now, because the price is only going up.
Still, Sheila Johnson remains firm in her stance. The Mystics owner has doubled down on her criticism of the disproportionate attention Caitlin Clark has received, arguing that it detracts from the efforts of other players and reinforces a narrative that places too much emphasis on individual stardom rather than the league as a whole. For Johnson, the WNBA's growth has always been rooted in a spirit of unity among players, team owners, and fans alike. While Johnson acknowledges that players like Clark can bring valuable attention to the league, she believes there's a fine line between celebrating individual excellence and overshadowing the team-first culture the WNBA has worked hard to build. As the debate continues, one thing remains clear: Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. Her willingness to share the spotlight and uplift her fellow athletes reflects her strong character. However, the future of the WNBA depends on finding the right balance, one that honors standout stars while also championing the collaborative spirit and wide-ranging talent that define the league. Striking that balance will be essential to the WNBA's sustained growth and broader recognition.
And Caitlin Clark, she will have a long, illustrious, decorated career where she inspires millions and millions of girls and young women to play a sport that she loves. And the thing that I do like about her, she is a whiner and she is a flopper, is that she wants everyone to play well, and she wants to inspire girls and young women to be awesome basketball players.
Caitlin Clark's ascent is a reflection of her exceptional talent and hard work, not the result of media hype. She didn't seek the spotlight. Her performance on the court earned it. Critics who target her risk alienating one of the most influential figures in women's basketball today, someone who has played a vital role in raising the sport's visibility. But the conversation extends beyond Clark. It reveals deeper challenges within the WNBA and women's sports as a whole, where internal competition for recognition can sometimes overshadow the collective mission to grow the game. Rather than tearing down rising stars like Clark, the focus should be on harnessing their success to uplift the entire league. Clark's popularity presents a powerful opportunity to draw more attention, funding, and opportunities for all athletes in women's basketball. Embracing her impact can help create a stronger, more unified future for the sport.
The reason that everybody watches Caitlin Clark is because she's pulling from the logo, crossing people over, and breaking numerous records as a rookie. She plays a style of basketball that's very appealing to watch. It's not slow-paced. It's genuinely must-see TV every time she steps on the court. And yes, while right now she is the most viewed player in every single state, next year Paige Beckers comes into the league. Then Juju Watkins comes into the league. But the WNBA right now is killing their product because instead of being like, hey, we have a rookie that just broke numerous records and is pulling up from the logo on a nightly basis, come see it for yourself, it's all about, it's not just because of her, and it's honestly pretty.
If the criticism of Caitlin Clark persists, the WNBA risks driving away fans and squandering one of its brightest stars. Rather than viewing Clark's success as a threat, the league and its players should embrace her accomplishments as a collective victory for the sport. The future growth of women's basketball hinges on uplifting its standout talents, not burdening them with undue criticism. Caitlin Clark has taken the basketball world by storm with unmatched skill, relentless determination, and thrilling performances. She's broken records, drawn comparisons to some of the game's all-time greats, and helped propel women's basketball into the spotlight like never before. Yet, even as she reaches new heights, one uncomfortable reality lingers. For some within the WNBA, even Clark's brilliance seems insufficient. Recent remarks from Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson have cast a shadow over what should be a moment of celebration for Clark and the league. These comments reflect a concerning pattern, a hesitation within the WNBA to fully embrace transformative players who have the power to reshape the future of women's sports.
For anybody that's an athlete to do a triple, that's just Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan, I suppose I don't know if he called her or not, but he could have.
No, I don't know if Michael Jordan did, but I mean, Kevin Durant's been a fan of hers for a couple of years now. They talk. He sends her shoes.
Does he?
Yeah. I mean, she has had some former, NBA players that you would all recognize, send her text messages, Facebook Messenger, send her gifts and things. It's really cool.
What's behind the hesitation to fully embrace Caitlin Clark? On the surface, Sheila Johnson's critique appears rooted in concern over prioritizing individual recognition at the expense of the WNBA's collective identity. But for a league still striving for broader mainstream attention, such criticism can seem counterproductive, almost self-sabotaging. Rather than rallying around their breakout stars, the WNBA at times appears to undercut them, as if their individual success exposes the league's perceived shortcomings. Clark's rise brings this internal conflict into sharp focus. She's a game-changing talent with the ability to bring unprecedented attention to the league, yet she's met with resistance from within. Johnson's remarks suggest an unease with letting individual brilliance define the narrative, perhaps stemming from a fear that one player's stardom could overshadow the league's hard-won, collective progress. But the reality is clear. The WNBA needs players like Caitlin Clark. Her success has the potential to unlock new levels of visibility, investment, and growth, not just for herself, but for the entire league.
Sports. And there's no crying in baseball or basketball. Hard feelings are a part of competition. They're a part of sports. They're ingrained into the system. I think this conversation is getting pretty tired though, and I honestly just can't wait until the season starts again to talk about basketball.
For Caitlin Clark, the message is unmistakable. No matter how much she accomplishes, it may never be enough to satisfy everyone within the WNBA. And that's precisely what makes her so important. Her relentless pursuit of excellence challenges the league to evolve, to fully embrace its stars and understand that the future of the WNBA relies on celebrating talent, not diminishing it. Will the WNBA ultimately recognize and support the hard work and impact of Caitlin Clark? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. More content is on screen now.